Greetings wargamers, today I'm going to show you how to make walkways to connect buildings in your games. One of the best things about skirmish wargaming is the verticality offered by different building heights. Today I'm going to show you how to make simple and easy walkways for you to connect your buildings together to offer even more range of movement for your models. So let's head over to the bench and get started. To start off with, we're going to be building the staircase. And to do this, we're mainly going to be using tongue depressors. And what you want to do is take the measurements given in the template that's linked below, and you'll cut out 4 of these angled pieces like this. And while you're doing it, you'll want to transfer over the lines onto these angled pieces, and that tells you where to glue on a set of matchsticks to hold the actual stair treads. So all you have to do after you've done that is glue the matchsticks in place following your guidelines, and then I'll come back once all that's done and we'll build up the staircase itself. Once the supports are added, the next step is to glue these side pieces onto the walkway itself. And for the walkways, we're going to be using foam board. Now I've got 2 varieties here that are in the template. There's one that is just basic squares. There's one a little more complicated. No matter which one you choose, the process is going to be exactly the same. So we're going to take our foam board and we're going to attach the side pieces. To attach side pieces, we're going to be using PVA glue, and all we need to do is just run a bead along the top. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the piece and just press it along the side, lining it up with the end like so, and then do that for both pieces. That's the wrong side, that goes there. So line it up with some glue and then just press it into place like that, and then do that for both sides and leave the PVA glue to dry completely. And here we have the walkway with the side pieces glued on. The next step is to add the treads of the stairs themselves, and to do this we're going to be using more tongue depressors. Now you want 4 for each set of stairs, and all you need to do is take some super glue, run a bead of it along the tread support, and then put the tread into place like so, holding it down for a few seconds. Or if you have some activator spray, you can flip the piece around and give it a spray just to hold it in place, and then do that for all 4 steps. With the stairs added to the walkway, the next thing to do is add the railings on the side, and to do this we're using a square wire mesh. Now you can get rolls of this stuff in most hardware or home centre stores. My local didn't have any, so what I'm actually using for this is a wire bird feeder. I picked this up for £1 in a local garden centre, and I just took off all the packaging and the plastic pieces and then unrolled the wire and cut it to size. Now what I've done here is I've cut it out so that it's in a square with some pointy bits at the bottom, and what we're going to do is we're going to use those pointy bits at the bottom to press into the foam board so it holds. Starting at one end and pressing it in. You may want to take a spare piece of tongue depressor and put it underneath when you're doing this, just in case the wire goes all the way through. You don't want it poking into your fingers. So work your way along, pressing the wire in as you go, and it helps if you put in one side first, place it in, and then go down to the other end and do the other end before doing the centre. That way you can line it up each time you come in to do it. So it's a little bit fiddly to do. Just have to get one end in nice and tight, and then take your other end. It's a little fiddly to do on camera, but I want to just press in like so. So you've got both ends, and then just work your way along, pressing all of the fence in. And once that's done, we'll come back. With the side rails added, the next step is to add a floor to our walkway. Now for this, I'm going to be using aluminium car body mesh, but you can use corrugated card or a flat piece of plastic card or card if you want something more basic. I've already cut this to an approximate size, but you can see it's still a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is just cut it to a long strip that'll fit between the rails, and then super glue it in place. So I'll do that now. And while I do that, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Audible. Audible is the leading audiobook service, and they have hundreds of thousands of titles available. If you use the link below, you'll get a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook, and you can cancel at any time with no cost. There really is no downside to it, and it helps keep the channel running. So take a look at the link below. And as you can see, I've trimmed this to size and dry fitted it in place, and the next step is to add the glue. Now, because the mesh is porous and is perforated, it doesn't take glue very well. So to speed things up, we're going to run a bead of glue along the edge here and use some activator spray to set it. And then we'll do the same on the other end. Run the bead of glue along and hit it with the activator spray just to set it. And with the flooring material added, you can leave your walkway here and it will serve perfectly well. But what I like to do is take it an extra step further and add some pieces of cover along the side here. And to do that, we're going to be using corrugated card. All we're going to do is we're going to rough cut a few strips of card and then glue them on to the side. Now we want to try and get the sizing as close as possible, but it doesn't need to be exact. So just snip out your card like so, and then as you can see, it makes a nice covered walkway so that your models can get a cover save when they're crossing. So I'm going to cut out some strips of this and then just use some super glue and the activator spray to attach it. And with the side reinforcement added, the piece is now complete. You can see that on this particular one I cut away some of the mesh and added a few boards to simulate an area that's been damaged and repaired. And then on the other piece I added continuous cover to make it look a little more professional and reinforced. There's plenty of options for things to do with the side piece. You could not put on the mesh and instead place on posts using matchsticks or bits of sprue. You could add the corrugation in a more ramshackle fashion if you wanted something a bit more apocalyptic, or if you wanted something a little more high tech, you could use some plasticard and cut out a more intricate design. But there's plenty of options there, and as you'll see in the pictures on the screen now, you can use these to connect two buildings together and allow your models to move over them. And there you have it, simple and easy techniques to build great looking walkways for your gaming tables. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below because it really helps us out. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We release new wargaming content every Friday, and you can subscribe by clicking up here, or you can watch last week's video by clicking right here. And until next time, happy wargaming.